O Show. This is the Big 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 O Show. This
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Miles an hour, that's a Category 4 hurricane. 3 deaths are reported in Florida after more than 24 were killed in the Caribbean. This
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines. If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Your home for everything Heat.
They stand eye to eye with history, and they did not blink. The Heat are going to the NBA Finals.
Panthers.
The Florida Panthers are heading to the Stanley Cup Finals.
The Big O Radio Show goes deep on playoff coverage.
We don't care what the rest of the world is saying. We don't care who's criticizing who. You got to line up between these four lines, and let's figure this out.
The Big O Radio Show. The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Here we go. Welcome aboard. First of all, before I go crazy here, tell me about the audio right now. Okay, I want to know that the audio is good before I go crazy here because I'm about to go absolutely nuts right now. I need to know the audio is fantastic. It's perfect, that we're doing good. I see Johnny D says good. The audio's okay. This might be one of the greatest Heat wins in history. Absolute history. Eric Spoelstra is the best Heat coach we have ever seen, okay? The way he designs it, Jimmy Butler is not himself. Look at him. You can tell that he's not himself. He saves himself to the end to try to help out a little bit. He magnificently is part of the offense that Spo designs where he penetrates. Have you ever seen Jimmy Butler penetrate to the paint more and pass in your life? No. The man with vice grips in his hands, okay? He goes through traffic like it's I-95, cars hitting his hands, trucks, and he lays it up. And the dude is not doing that at all for a couple of games now. It's 4 games in a row, if you don't realize. So for the Heat to go to Denver, they had to win today. They have no shot at beating Denver if they lost today. None whatsoever. Denver's too damn good to go 0 for 2 in Denver and then come back to Miami and think, oh, yeah, we're going to win both. No, you can't do that. You need to muddy up the water. You got to make Denver think about this. You got to make Denver question themselves, and you just did that. Jimmy Butler's not himself, but all the role players stepped up in a big-time way. Strus was hitting early. Bam showed up a lot too, especially late, hit some stuff. Dude, Bam's not a shot blocker, right? And I always pick on Bam for not being a shot blocker because you lazy assholes out there. Oh, he's on the outside so much. Yeah, so was Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade was a guard, and he was blocking shots like crazy. Do you know why? Because he was the greatest help defender out there. And that's what Bam has to be. He got 2 blocks today in key moments. He's got to do more of that. He's got the athleticism. So kudos to Bam. Stepped up. Role players stepped up today in a big-time way. They all helped out. Duncan had his moments, too. I know, late it would have been nice if he would have hit that 3. But, I mean, I don't know how you can ask for any more from the Miami Heat. Your star is not at 100%. That is super obvious. And I hope somebody in the media has the balls, even though he probably won't admit it. He'll lie or he'll say, no, I'm fine. Nothing's wrong with me. There's something wrong with Jimmy. I mean, it's obvious. 19 shots to get 21 points, 7 of 19. That's not Jimmy. Jimmy drives to the hole and gets easy buckets all the time, and he's not doing it. Adebayo was terrific with 21 points, 8 of 14, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. Those 2 blocks were huge, bro. Really proud of him on the blocks. Gabe Vincent shot well, 4 of 6 from three-point range, added 23 points. Strus was a monster early on. He kind of got a little cold after, but still, he helped keep you in the game. Early on, he was helping you in the game. Duncan Robinson shot 4 of 5 from from outside, 2 of 3, driving to the hole. Man, really proud of the way he's actually rounded his game out. Kyle Lowry came off the bench, hit 2 of 3 from three-point range, ended up with 9 points. So a lot of guys ended up stepping up. Hey, Kevin Love got 10 rebounds. You know what I mean? So there was a lot of things to love about this game, but this is one of the greatest wins. You watched one of the greatest wins in Heat history. You are watching a genius of a coach in Eric Spoelstra. That team is way better than Miami. Way better than Miami. Okay? And they have not allowed, Jamal Murray, what did he do today? Jamal Murray scored 18 points on 7 of 15 shooting. Not the worst night of ever, but for Jamal Murray, that's a mediocre night. 18 points, 20 points, 21. That's nothing for a guy like that. You did your job. You know what I'm saying? Because those kind of guys are really dangerous, and you didn't make them dangerous. Jokic is going to get his. He had 41 points, 11. Nobody has an answer for Jokic. Like Embiid, I don't know, maybe Anthony Davis, if he can hold up for like 2 quarters or something like that, maybe he can. There's not a lot of guys that are going to be able to play Jokic. So I'm not worried so much about Jokic because Jokic is that freak. But this effort by all of these guys is just absolutely phenomenal, dude. I mean, you're not supposed to do this. You have no business winning this game. And somehow or another, you took over the game in the 4th quarter as your players, not just Jimmy. Jimmy also found some juice at the end to kind of help out. But and by the way, he ended up missing a couple shots towards the end too, which could have been even a much better 4th quarter for him, overall. But you had players making plays all throughout, man. I was so impressed with the Heat tonight. This is one of those just miracle things that you don't expect. And you just have to, clap your hands, salute to Eric Spoelstra. Brother, if anybody, okay, all right, since Bumpgate, I've been defending this guy. Eric Spoelstra is the real MVP of this franchise. Okay? He gets whatever the front office gives him. Let me just put it this way. No other coach in the NBA, not Popovich, not Mike Malone, no one has the Miami Heat in the finals. No one whatsoever. There's not one coach in the NBA that would have them. Pat Riley wouldn't have this team in the finals. Let's get that shit straight. Okay? Eric Spoelstra is David Copperfield. Okay? This guy just continues to prove how freaking great he is. Knowing his star is not at 100%, he has designed a beautiful offense. Just watch what they're doing. And Jimmy, to his credit, has the vision, the intelligence to at least adjust and deal with whatever physical ailment that has him, whatever it is. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but there's something there. But he's overcoming it. Eric Spoelstra's overcoming it. And then the role players are stepping up in a big-time way. You got 21 from Adebayo, 23 from Gabe Vincent. I mean, Gabe Vincent, dude. God, I mean, that is impressive what Gabe Vincent is doing. And then the combination of Strus, Robinson, and Lowry kind of gave you, another 33 points, from one of your starters and two bench guys combined. And that's enormous to go along with the three guys that went over 20 points, man. I mean, really, really freaking impressive what went on today. I am speechless watching this game. I'm speechless that they took over the fourth quarter. Okay, I know they had to hang on at the end. Denver is freaking good, man. They're way better than Miami. Those are the facts. They are more talented than Miami, but you have the better coach. Okay? You have the better coach. That's where you have an edge every single time that your team takes the floor. It doesn't matter if you have dumbass Whiteside on your team. You'll have a chance because Eric Spoelstra is the freaking puppeteer in the entire thing. My God, what a win today, dude. And he never gets coach of the year. Never gets coach of the year. And he should get multiple. He should already have multiple coaches of the year. And you people that were picking on him, oh, well, he only wins because of the big three. Oh, give me a break, bro. This guy is awesome. Zero business being here. And now zero business being 1-1. Can you imagine if this guy leads this team to a championship win? That's just stupid, bro. It might be the greatest championship of all time here in South Florida. It might be right. Like I told you, as I've been telling you for a while, the 83 Canes against Nebraska. It's what it reminds me of. Like what Howard did at that moment was so magnificent and so groundbreaking and earth-shattering and just things that none of us could ever dream of at that point. This is the kind of shit, too. So you only have one star on the team, and your star is not even 100%, and you still may win this? That's ridiculous. By the way, if you want to make a donation, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. True Fin Fan with the first super chat. Didn't I tell you we'd win game 2? Yeah, you did. You did. You were in it. They had to win today. They had to win today, bro. Had to win today. Malkowick, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. Big O, if Spoelstra had become a scientist, he would have cured the common cold. Absolute genius. The cold, cancer, heartbreak, everything. Everything. I can't tell you enough about Spo. Again, you can also send in your questions, comments, complaints, all that, because we get the whole donation on Cash App and Venmo here on Super Chat. We appreciate it, but YouTube takes 30% away. So Cash Big O Show if you want to send it on Cash App or Venmo, and you can send Bitcoin, which I love. I love me some Bitcoin. Man of 1,005 holds. Thank you for the Super Chat. He says, great team win. Everyone stepped up. Go Heat. What a beautiful win. One of the greatest wins ever. Ever. This is one of the most satisfying victories, and I'm old. I've watched a lot of South Florida sports since I was a child. Half a century of watching South Florida sports. This is one of the most satisfying wins in history, period. This is crazy. No doubt. Denver has never won the whole show. Today, they were reminded, Heat in their heads, go Heat. And I said that earlier, no doubt. You and I obviously are on the same wavelength. And this is why, some of the Heat fans, you guys are such emotional cripples. And I say, if they don't win today, they're dead in the water, which I truly believe. If the Heat didn't win today, they were dead in the water. Come on, man. Let's live the reality. You're not going to win 4 of the next 5. Now it's 3 of the next 5. And you've got 3 at home. So, now, and you've already won. So now you've planted the seed of doubt, like no doubt knows he and I are on the same thing. We're talking about the seed of doubt, and here's no doubt talking about that. And so now you've got Denver questioning themselves. They knew they were better. They knew they were more talented. They knew they had the better 2 stars. They have the better record. They have the home court advantage. Not anymore. And now they've lost at home. And so now you've planted that seed of doubt. And now they got to come to Miami in desperation. Desperate teams do desperate things. And that's what you got to hope for now, that they screw up. And if some miracle you can take both in Miami, that's awesome. Now you got to split. Again, I'll tell you the same thing I told you before. Miami has to no less than split at home or take both. They cannot lose both games in Miami. Not to this team. No. This isn't Boston. This isn't the Knicks. Okay? This is a whole different ball game right now. You can't F around with these guys. And tonight, they did what they had to do to win. Tonight was, I can't tell you how big of a win this was. Like in franchise history, like in all-time South Florida history. And of course, for this series, it was insurmountable. And now you have inflated your confidence even more because now you have won there. Now, as a team, you feel and you look around, and it reminds me a little of Ted Lasso when they changed the system completely in the middle of the season. And then when they started to play and have that chemistry of playing, again, with obviously that flow of offense, whatever, that it's like a team thing, boom, kind of like Spanish soccer, like South American soccer that has a lot of that elements into it. But anyway, as I digress, but the bottom line is, now all of a sudden they exploded, their confidence exploded. Zava left, right? And then Jamie Tart takes over, and he wanted to always be a star. And, Zava leaving gave him back that opportunity. Boom, everybody believes in themselves. Now we're going. So everybody believes in themselves right now. Oh, yeah, we can beat Big Bad Denver. And now Denver, who was Big Bad Denver, all of a sudden now is, oh, shit, we're in a fight. And so this is good. You had to win today. Today was the most important night of the series. You had to set it up. And now you either sweep at home the next 2 or split. Same thing. I'll repeat it again. You cannot lose both games to Denver and go back to Denver down 3-1. No. Sorry. That's unacceptable. And they know it. So they're going to have to at least split and then make it a 3-game set. And then, we'll see whose throat gets tighter at the end. Miami Cuz. I wonder if Jimmy Butler's health will improve in the next couple of games. What do you think? I don't know what it is, dude. I have no idea. But it seems like he's pacing himself. It's okay. You guys want, we love speculation, right? Okay. I'll give you speculation. Somewhere in his core, Something's going on there. Why? He's not taking up to the hole like he normally does. He's not attacking. He's not extending himself like he normally would. So something, the act of jumping and stretching and all that, maybe he doesn't want to overdo it because of something. I don't know. Or maybe it's something where it's a sprain or a strain which is a light tear. And as time goes on, maybe it heals better and he can play a little bit more as the series goes on. I have no idea. I've seen all kinds of things. But I hope somebody asks him because it's obvious now. I mean, we're done. Okay? That's not Jimmy Butler. Okay? We all know it already. I mean, enough of this bullshit. Let's stop hiding it. I've never seen him go to the hole that many times and pass out of it. It just doesn't that's not who he is. He draws fouls like it's going out of style. Nobody strips that dude of the ball. He's got the best hands I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen anybody with his hands in traffic. They're like vice grips. He's fearless. And I don't see that guy right now in the paint. That's the guy they need. And to me, it's amazing that you don't have that guy and you won today. That's, to me, I have to just like, Eric, you are awesome. You are awesome. Maybe they're buying him time to heal. And maybe he's pacing himself because he can only do so much. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. But he's definitely injured. There's that I'm 1,000% sure he's definitely injured. Okay? There's no doubt in my mind he's injured. I don't know what it is, but that's not Jimmy Butler. That's not the guy I've seen. Okay? And then, some of these people were like kind of questioning Jimmy. Dude, you don't question that guy. When he's playing like that because he's injured. If not, he would be playing with his hair on fire and he would be attacking the shit out of Denver and he would be drawing a crap ton of fouls. And it would be a different Jimmy, the guy we've watched all the time, but that body's got a lot of wear and tear. Rick D. Man, thank you for the love in the super chat. Lakers couldn't even win the one and nobody else in the postseason beat them at home. We are a different breed. Yeah. Yes. This is, you had to send that seed of doubt. You had to plant it. And the Heat planted that seed of doubt today. It is so beautiful that they planted that seed of doubt. Rick D. Man, thank you for the love in the super chat. I mean, it's just, I can't say enough. I can't say enough about this. It's just absolutely crazy to see what's going on. Remember, Cash App or Venmo, Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show on Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. Now, there were a lot of you out there that were complaining about Tyler Herro not playing. Can I run something by you? Because, it's like, I'll give you an example. Cody Zeller, right? So today, Cody Zeller was killed today on social media. I mean, the poor man was assassinated. Okay, you got to spend some minutes in the middle of the game. It's only 8 minutes that he played, right? But you got to, in the middle of the game, you got to give a breather to some of these guys. You're not going to play them in the fourth quarter in the key moments, but you got to play them in the middle somewhere to buy some time for, Love and others to get some rest. So you've got to play Zeller, okay? So the poor guy plays 8 minutes, goes 2 of 2 from the field for 4 points, but he had the turnover. He had the 3 personal fouls. So it wasn't a good one for him, right? And they were killing him. Oh, yeah. And I'm saying Spo's doing an awesome job. And, until he has to play Cody Zeller, right? And so the whole Cody Zeller thing, just to kind of run it by you before today's game, because I think sometimes, you kill the poor guy. This is all Spo has off the bench. It's what he can work with. But in the last 5 games before tonight, he had played 45 total minutes, 14 points, 5 of 9 shooting, which is not bad, 12 rebounds, 2 turnovers, 2 blocks off the bench. For a guy that you don't make any offense for him or anything like that, he wasn't so bad. You know what I mean? So let's not kill the guy, okay? I mean, the guy's trying, and this is what you don't want to spend money. You kind of cut corners at the power forward and big man spot, and you got Love in him at the end, and the magician is doing the best he can with what he has. You know what I'm saying? But let me give you the Tyler Herro stuff that I want to run by you all out there. Okay? Let's talk a little bit about Tyler Herro, because he was shown, and a lot of you wanted to, why aren't they I got friends of mine that call, why don't they activate him, dude? And let me tell you something. I want to thank a lot of you out there that are tuning in, a lot of you that follow the show. We go back and forth on Twitter and all that. And I want to thank you because you got me thinking. And I have the answer for you now. Finally, I have the answer. If you're the Miami Heat, okay? Now, we talk a lot on our show. Sometimes we cross over to investments like crypto and things like that. And a lot of times I have this term that don't live in the micro, because the micro, like Cody Zeller, tonight he was terrible. Okay, let's go macro. Look at his last 5 games before that. He wasn't so bad. For a guy off the bench, he was at least productive, So macro, overall, you hadn't done a bad job. Micro, you look at tonight, you're frustrated with Cody Zeller. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool. It's cool. But I want you to look at the macro now in many different ways now with Tyler Herro, okay? One, the macro. What do you know about Tyler Herro over his history? Oh, he's a flashy player. He can handle the ball. He can pass. He can shoot. He can score. But he also gets injured a lot. Don't you? Okay, so now what do you want on this team? No matter, we want a championship right now, and let's hope they can pull off the miracle of all miracles. But outside of that, to move forward, what do you think the Heat needs? A star, right? Bam's not the answer. He's a terrific number 4, probably a mediocre number 3 or something. He can't impose his will offensively. Caleb's not there yet. He's kind of went MIA today. Caleb Martin today. 21 minutes, 1 of 3 shooting, 3 points, 5 rebounds, had 2 turnovers. So he's disappeared. After all the love we gave him and the explosion, he's still young. He has the potential, but he's not there yet, right? So they need a star next to Jimmy, right? Lowry's not a star anymore. Bam's a terrific role player. Vincent's a role player. Strus a role player. Caleb a role player. Duncan's a role player. Everybody's a role player around Jimmy, right? Okay, so macro, let's think the big picture. You've gotten this far without Tyler Herro. Did you need him against Milwaukee? No. Did you need him against the Knicks? No. Did you need him against Boston? No. Did you need him to get into the playoffs? No, you got in the playoffs. You've gotten this far. You beat Denver without him. So you're the Miami Heat. So let me ask you guys something, since you want to kill the Miami Heat for this, right? We kill him for a bad contract with Duncan, which now it's gotten better. Maybe you can trade Duncan. But meanwhile, we have said this has been a bad contract for a while, right? Okay. So you gave Lowry a bad contract, and we're complaining about that also, right? So now Tyler Herro is a bad contract. The guy hasn't been available for the last two postseasons. 1 to the Eastern Conference, 1 shot away from the finals without Tyler Herro. And this year you're in the finals, and it's 1-1 without Tyler Herro. So you've proven you can do this without Tyler Herro, without Oladipo, right? So in the offseason, you need a star, right? So isn't it better not to play Tyler Herro, get him healthy so you can trade him? Because if he plays in the finals, the brittle one could break down again. So if you want your championship, great. But you want a star. Well, Tyler Herro's part of getting you a star. Because now you can trade Duncan, who's very tradable, along with Tyler Herro, and maybe Lowry as a, salary, because it's an expiring one. So if you want better chips for the offseason, then you guys will then rip the Heat for playing Tyler Herro. He gets injured, and now he's injured throughout the offseason, rehabbing. How do you like them apples? So what do you think makes sense now if you're the Miami Heat? And now in the big picture, macro, not micro. Is Tyler Herro really the difference in what you're going to win this series from what you're seeing? No. Tyler Herro doesn't bring something to the table that completely will put you over the top because you need defense to stop these freaks. Porter's a freak. Jokic is a freak. This guy, Aaron, is a freak. By the way, Highsmith is the only one that can stay with him, I think. Highsmith has got that body that he's got a little toughness to maybe stay with Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon is unmatchable for the Heat right now. And is Tyler going to stop any of those guys? No, dude, he doesn't play defense like that. So let's be honest. They got plenty of scoring and shooting. When they're hitting their shots, they're in the game. So they don't really need Herro. But don't you really need a better trade chip for the offseason? Isn't it better if you have a healthy Tyler Herro ready to trade? I think it is. So maybe that's what the Heat are thinking right now. We've gotten this far without him. Let's hold him off. We need trade chips for the offseason. Duncan has improved his value. He's driving to the hole. He's passing. He's rebounding. He's not just a shooter. Now we might be able to trade him. And Lowry's expiring contract will be sexy. If not in the offseason, by the trade deadline next year, it'll be a sexy contract. Folks, priorities. Think macro, not micro. And in the end, if they're going to win or lose here, I don't think Tyler Herro's the difference maker. He's never proven to be that. Plus, you don't even know if he'll last the next couple of games. Just being honest. Eddie J. De La Torre. Big O, if they would put Zeller back in the game in the fourth quarter, the living room table was scheduled for destruction. Yeah, I know. He had a bad night, but it's not as bad. I agree with trading Tyler. Of course, Jermaine. How are you not? That's, give me a break, dude. To get a star, Tyler's got to go. Lowry's got to go. Duncan's got to go. I'm telling you, you get a star. You have a star with Jimmy. Then Caleb can grow into that third star, and Bam can be your key role player supporting everything. Perfect role. You don't put the burden of him on offense because he can't really do it. Well, he doesn't want to do it. I can't say he can't. I think Bam can be a great 3-point shooter. How do you like that? That's how talented I think Bam is. I think Bam could drill an 18-footer on your head over and over and over again, and he refuses to be that mother effer, which pisses me off. So that's why he's never going to be a star in my book. But that's what I would do. I would do anything to get another star for Jimmy. You have already ruined his top 4 years here, and look what you've done with the magician, Copperfield. Spoelstra, David Copperfield, same shit, right? Have you ever seen Eric Spoelstra and David Copperfield in the same room? I don't think that's ever happened. I don't think it can happen. I think it's the same dude. Seriously. I am convinced it's the same dude. There's no doubt about that. Chad says, as much as I criticize Bam, he showed up big today. Definitely played his role and showed up in key moments. And the blocks. The blocks got me excited for Bam. Because, again, that's something else he should be able to do more of. Oh, would you rather get Dane or Beal? No, Dane. Dane is a killer. Beal hasn't proven to me yet that he's a killer. Beal has proven to me that he can score on a shitty team all the time, which that doesn't really take a lot of skill. He doesn't get him to the playoffs enough to be a guy. I'm not sure about Bradley Beal anymore. When your punk ass wants to stay in Washington, then you got no heart, bro. You got no heart. At least street clothes. He wanted to get out of New Orleans, and dude, he got out of New Orleans, and at least he went to go win a championship. And he's shown up at times. I know you can't count him because he can't stay healthy, but the dude's a force when he is healthy and playing. Right? And he said, no, F this. I'm out of here. Shaq said, F this, I'm out of here. You know, it gets to a point when you're just happy to be there, you know, and Dane at least had a couple of guys for a while to run with, but he doesn't have shit now. He should get the hell out of there already. His career is nearly over, you know, but he's gotten places. He's gotten to the playoffs. He's made a couple of little runs with his team because he's a badass. I haven't seen that from Beal. I'll take Dame Lillard over Beal. I just think there's more dog in Dame Lillard, way more dog. Let me rephrase that. Way more dog in Dame Lillard than Bradley Beal. You know, Bradley Beal, for us Latin folks, we call that una postalita. And how would we translate that in English? What's the perfect word in English for postalita in Spanish? What would be the word that I'm looking for? Maybe front runner, you know, something like that. Snowflake, nah, front runner. I'll go with front runner. Yeah. So that I would do that. You know what I mean? I would get Dame Lillard because that would get you a shot at a championship in the East. I would love that, dude. You know what I'm saying? But you got it. So I just wanted you guys to think about the Tyler Herro thing, because a lot of you are trying to push this, and you notice the Heat are pacing themselves. And I wonder if they're pacing this because you're already going to game 3 and you're 1-1. I just keep wondering, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they're just going, yeah, this isn't that needed. And what are we going to do? Bring him off the bench for a couple of minutes? He's not in the rotation. We don't know if he's in rhythm. Does he come in and he's cold and shoots us out of a game or something like that? You don't know. It's such a gamble because you have no idea. So to me, that's why I think the Tyler Herro thing is kind of dragging out. Pretty Boy is pretty good. You know, that's kind of, you know, like a softie, like a poster boy. Giovanni, nice. Postalita is kind of a poster boy. You effing nailed it, bro. That's it. Poster boy. Yeah. Like on the all runway team. Looks great on the runway, but then when it needs to take off, the plane is kind of a little shaky. You know, that's kind of what I would call Bradley Beal. I don't know. I've never seen him in the fire. I don't know how he's ever going to respond. I know how Dame Lillard's going to respond. He's going to cut your heart out. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching that guy cut people's heart out since he was in college when he made his run in the tournament. Okay? So, yeah, that's dog. I'm going to go with that guy. So, yeah. Zeller is Greg Oden 2.0. Why is he showing penis pics also? Really? Cody Zeller sending out the Brett Favres? No. That's, oh man. Now you bringing some TMZ stuff here? Wow. Cody Zeller penis pics like Greg Oden. Okay. Yeah. You guys are twisted out there. Let's see what else do we have. The Heat need a complete player to complement Jimmy. One more dog. Yeah. They need one more dog. They need a star, bro. Josh says, don't bring Herro back. Look what happened last year against the Celtics. He sucked. Yeah. How about Pascal Siakam from the Raptors? I like him. I don't know if that's the one what's his 3-point percentage? You know, let me look at that because I like him, but not so much to that extent that I don't look at him that way, but I might be wrong. Let me look at his 3-point percentage because that's the only thing I'm not exactly sure, since I don't watch Siakam every damn day. I'm wondering what his stats are as a 3-point shooter. Let me see here, Pascal. Because I think you really, in today's game, I think you really need to excel as a 3-point shooter, overall. This year, he's a 32% shooter from 3-point range. Nah. 48% from field goals. Nah. No, this guy averages 18 and a half shots a game to average 24 points. No, dude. No. He's not good enough. He's a number 3. We're used to stars here, bro. Wade and Zoe and Shaq and, LeBron and Bosh and Jimmy, and Pascal Siakam is, on a mediocre team, so he has to score points, and it's a volume shooter and not a good percentage. Yeah, no, it's not the guy. It's not the guy. Siakam is less clutch than Bam. Bam's problem is not a clutch thing. Bam's problem is not a lack of ability thing or a lack of. It's just a lack of will. He doesn't ever have the determination to be a star. He doesn't assume the offensive responsibilities of being a star. He doesn't want the effing game on his shoulders. You know what I mean? That's why he's never going to be a star in my book. He'll be a super role player in my book forever, because stars want it every night, dude. They're not just happy setting picks and dribble drives and playing off the offense for a give and go and an alley-oop and garbage points. No. Stars, the offense runs through them, where they bring in the double teams, which that doesn't happen. You watch Bam get the ball 20 feet away. What does Jokic do? He stands 4 feet away. Now, do you stand 4 feet away from Jokic at 20 foot? No, because he'll nail it right on your head. In fact, he'll step back behind the 3-point line and then nail it on your head. But you won't stand 4 feet, right? Bam won't stand 4 feet away from Jokic, but the entire effing world stands 4 feet away from Bam Adebayo when he's out 18, 20 feet away, because they don't fear that he will just say, F you, F you, F you, F you, F you. And he refuses to do that. And he can do that. His stroke isn't like a goofball stroke. It doesn't look ugly. He has a textbook shot. Bam Adebayo has anything and everything you need to be a mother effer in this league. And you saw tonight with the block shots, those are little flashes for you. Here you go. But he can't do it every night. And offensively, forget about it. He rarely does it. He's just part of the offensive flow. If the offense is going well, then Bam's going well. That's the way it goes. But just look at it. Nobody doubles Bam. What they did was they waited till he went in the post, because that's the only thing they've done before, where the second guy will come because you're right in the post. Come on, man. The day, I don't think it'll ever happen, because we're already, 5 years into his career, 6 years. If he ever felt like, you know what, I'm tired of this shit. I'm just taking over, and I'm going to shoot, and I'm going to bury an 18-footer on everybody's head all the time. And then when they come up on me, I'm going to drive right past them, because what would happen if Jokic would come up on him? He'd drive right past Jokic. But Jokic stands 4 feet away when he's 18, 19, 20 feet away. Why? Because he doesn't respect Bam to shoot. Because nobody respects Bam to shoot. Because nobody fears Bam. It's funny. Cameron Wolf got picked on our show because he said nobody fears Jokic. No, nobody fears Bam Adebayo. The entire world doesn't fear Bam Adebayo, because he refuses to put fear in you. If he wanted to, he can put the fear of God in you. And that's what we all see. And it just doesn't happen. It flashes, but it doesn't happen. So I get it. Some of you out there, you've lowered your standards on what a star is, and you want to use him as a star and all that. Like some guy on Twitter, hey, I haven't seen you talk about Bam lately. Bro, I talk about Bam all the time. What are you talking about tonight? Tonight he's filling a role and having a terrific game. Way to go, my man. Way to be a prisoner of the moment fool. But watch the games. And I explained to you exactly why he's not a star. And if you watch it, how are you going to disagree with what the hell I'm saying? That's the difference. You watch Jokic, you'll cover him from 25 feet away because he's a star. You watch Bam, you ain't going to cover him until he's 5 feet away inside the paint. That's all. It's up to him, bro. It's all up to him. And that's it. He needs a V8, but he's running on an EcoBoost on economy mode. Bam. Oh, that's a good one, Emilio. That's a good one. The pisser is that we all know he's way better. Like, way better. That's what we all see, and that's what frustrates the shit out of me. Big O, the Heat should have a malfunctioning AC like in game one of the 2014 finals. By the way, Zeller's 4 points is the difference in the outcome. Yeah, there you go. Macro. Thank you, my man. Macro. But it's like, let's kill the guy. And he's trying his best, dude. And he hasn't been so bad. It's come on. I put out the stats in 5 games so people could see, because it's just like we overreact as a fan base when we actually, didn't I tell you in the first game, there was no reason to panic. If Jimmy actually plays and they hit their shots, they would have made it a game. And today they found a way to hit their shots. You saw in the fourth quarter, they started hitting their shots, and then Jimmy was able to find some juice there and get a couple of key baskets, and it really helped out too. What a game. God, what an amazing effort by the Miami Heat. One of the great victories of all time for the Miami Heat. I got to say, man, I can't be more impressed about the Miami Heat, and I can't be more impressed with Eric Spoelstra. Let's see. Jean-Luc, Heat Nation, Heat Culture. There we go. Bam did his role tonight. Good for him. Now do it again and again. Yeah. Amen. I would get Dane or Luka. I don't think they'll give up. I don't think they'll let Luka go yet. So Dane is the one that I think is more. Luka, you have to trade so much to get Luka. But Dane, remember, that's at the back end of the career. They don't have much left. So you can get that one a little cheaper because they're unloading a salary and then they get to kind of rebuild. So you give them a couple pieces, a first rounder, Tyler Herro, Duncan Robinson, and, that kind of makes up for it all. And then, by the way, by the trading deadline, you might be able to add like another kind of star for Lowry. That's why you got to keep Tyler healthy, because you got to trade Tyler in the offseason. You got to do that, dude. We are only getting one Jimmy game, so we need a Tyler game and a Bam game. Well, Tyler's not coming back, bro. That's ridiculous. And to expect anything from Tyler at this point is, bro, it's so asinine. Guy's been out for months. You think he's just going to come in and start, to dominate a game when you don't even know if he can do that. Big O, they're going to give Bam all these looks and lanes to do his thing. By the looks of it, he needs to take advantage of it and pick up monster numbers all series. He's got all the space to do it. They're not covering him. Okay? They're not covering him. So he's got all, and this series is really easy for him to pick up points, but he has to shoot more, create more problems for them, make them fear him. I don't know why I get into this, because I try to talk myself into it. I try to make a case for Bam, and then all he does is break my heart all freaking time. Will we be able to let Duncan easily after this finals run? Why not? Why not? Marseilles Temple, thank you for the love on the super chat, my friend. I don't understand these fans acting like Tyler has performed well in these playoffs. We're better off without him. They don't need him. They prove over and over again. They don't need him and Oladipo. The crowd will go bananas when Tyler checks in. Yeah, sure. Could it be that they take over superstar mentality doesn't vibe well with Spo? No, Jimmy does the takeover all the time. When Jimmy wants to take over, he does, and he starts driving and creating all kinds of havoc. He's had all kinds of stars. The thing is, nobody has the ability to take over, my brother. That's the part that you don't seem to understand. Outside of Jimmy, no one has the ability to take over. They can all do things in spurts, but none of them have the ability to take over where Jimmy and him can go back and forth like two stars do. No. So you're completely not even understanding the situation. Okay? And to say that Spo wouldn't want any coach in the world wants a superstar to take over. It makes his life easy. That's why they want superstars on their team. My Lord. Steve Rose, thank you for the love on the super chat. Knicks fan, but admittedly impressed. Heat well coached and have so much heart. Butler isn't moving very well. What a gritty win. Yeah. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. Yeah, Butler is definitely hurt. I don't know what the hell's wrong with him, but definitely hurt. By the way, let me also check and see if we got anything on Twitter, any news-wise or anything newsworthy, as we would say, from the Miami Heat perspective. Let's see. Gabe Vincent on game 3. It's going to be a different game entirely. I think every game will be different in this series. By the way, the Heat are now 4-2 in the playoffs when outshot by at least 10% in terms of 2-point percentage. Denver has shot 60%, Miami 49% tonight. All other teams 6-12 in these games. It's amazing. It really is. This is just, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. What else do we have? See if there's anything earth-shattering for you guys. Gabe Vincent, I speak for my whole team when I say we don't give a damn. We just want to get 4 wins. Let's see. Jeff Green says it's the effing finals, man. Our energy has to be better. What did I tell you? You got to win tonight so you can send them some doubt. Now, that's a man that's pissed. That is mission accomplished by the Miami Heat. When he's saying it's the effing finals, man, our energy has to be better. That is a beautiful thing there. That's the mental stuff that you want to get to if you're the Miami Heat. This is why tonight's win was absolutely freaking enormous, man. What else do we have? And by the way, that's a really good stat. Duncan Robinson, his 10 points, all scored in the fourth quarter. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool by Duncan. Although I got to say, can I say something really mean? In the last 2 games, he's done great, and then he misses the last shots. Like the last game, he missed the last 2 threes. And then in this game, he hit all of them except the last one he missed. So when we get to the final, maybe we go to Gabe or somebody else. Caleb, man. Caleb didn't show up today. Last 2 games, that's been tough for Caleb. I feel for him. But this is part of growing up and being a young player and dealing with all the accolades, and you get the big head, and then you gotta do it every night, man. That's why you're a role player, because role players do it, ever so often, once every 3 games, twice every 5 games, maybe 2 games in a row, and then they disappear another couple games. That's what role players do. Stars are just studs absolutely every single night. That's the difference right there. Pretty amazing. Let me see what you got. No Doubt says thanks. So Jeff Green sending a message to his green teammates. He can win. Dolphin says, we don't freaking care what everybody thinks. Clearly that Heat team doesn't care what anybody thinks. Because tonight's win was just one of the most beautiful wins I have ever seen in my entire life. Because, brother, I don't think you win this series without the real Jimmy Butler. Seriously, I don't know how you do it. And you won tonight without the real Jimmy Butler. Can you do it 3 more times? Or will the real Jimmy Butler please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. Will the real Jimmy Buckets please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. Yes, I do remember that I wanted to blow up the roster art of the sport. And so what, bro? Big deal. So did everybody else. And what'd you think? A month later, we're going to be here? Come on, bro. Pull that bullshit somewhere else, man. That's, that's a whole bunch of horse shit that you're bringing to the table. And by the way, I'd still blow things up, to be quite honest, at the end of the season. You already have the magician. He's proven. You just got to give him better ingredients. So, anyway. Jimmy was clutch at the end. Yeah, definitely. He found a way to score some at the end. But he's not himself. Clearly, he's injured. If Bam continues to play like this, Jimmy does not need to be the all-star. We need 20 points from him. Well, it's not so much that, because it's really more about the role players hitting those outside shots. You're not going to live off of 2s, so you're wrong on that, okay? It's really nice that Bam gets the complimentary points, but if you don't score 3s in this league, my buddy, that ain't shit, okay? So the guys that get the 3s, even Butler hit a couple 3s today, right? I think he had 2. I want to say he shot 2 of something here, if I'm correct. I want to say Butler actually hit 2 3-pointers today, which was absolutely enormous, dude. Let me see if I'm right. So, it's nice, but you got to hit 3s in this league. Butler was 2 of 5. Love was 2 of 6. Vincent was 4 of 6. Strus was 4 of 10. Duncan was 2 of 3. Martin was 1 of 2. And Lowry was 2 of 3. You shot 48.6%. Bam Adebayo, 0 of 0. Bam Adebayo is 8 of 14 for 21 points. Okay, which is solid. But you win with 3s in this league, my brother. Okay? So Bam is giving you the complimentary points, but you're going to win because you need to shoot from 3. And if you don't shoot well from 3, you don't win in this league. This isn't the 90s. This is why I tell people that Bam's a super role player, not a star. In the 90s, he could be a star. In today's game, you got to be able to, impose your offensive will. You got to be able to hit 3s. It's really hard to be a star at 2s. You have to be like Jimmy Butler. You have to attack the rim so much. every night and put yourself at the line a crap ton, and that takes a toll on your body, as you're watching Jimmy right now. He can only play 3/4 of a season, and now you're kind of seeing here where he's kind of running out of gas here, and he's hanging on because he's not himself. That body's got a lot of wear and tear. They've got to get another star next to Jimmy. They have to have another guy that can explode for 25, 30 points any night, any single night. They don't have that. Bam's not that guy. So it's really nice. It's fantastic what he does when he does it. But that's why many reasons why he's not a star. And that's one of the many. Did anyone doubt the Heat were going to bounce back? We always do. You would figure they bounce back, Jason, but to win is still amazing, and especially the way they won tonight. So cashiers at McDonald's making more than Gabe Vincent, yet he's balling all over everybody. I know. Let's see. Butler decides if we win the finals, it's up to him. It was for years for Wade until you gave him the first real chance with Shaq. We need two-headed monster at least. Yeah, I agree. The fact that they're 1-1 right now is freaking amazing. Freaking amazing, dude. You wish Alonzo could show Bam how to beat. No, Alonzo was wired that way. Alonzo is a son of a bitch. And I mean that in the most endearing and most complimentary way, just like Wade is a son of a bitch. Wade looks at you with that all-American baby face and that smile, and then he cuts your heart out on the court. And Alonzo Mourning doesn't accept, losing or not or a lack of effort or the ball or wanting to have the ball at the end of a game. Alonzo was that dude. And you have to be wired that way. Alonzo Mourning was playing with the Olympic team coming out of high school. Okay? That's the thing. There are some guys are just wired different. That guy was practicing with the Olympic team coming out of high school. That's how much they thought of him talent-wise, because they knew eventually he'd be on the U.S. team. But, it's your first sense of you're not going to be on the team, but you're practicing with them. That's Alonzo Mourning. So that's a different animal, dude. I was around Zoe for years. Bam is just too nice. That's the problem with him. He doesn't know how to not be nice. That's the problem, man. Bam is such a good human being, But if you put Zoe's ticker in him, that would be fun. That would be a lot of fun. That would be a ton of fun. Okay? So it's just, yeah. That's all. I mean like that, and I'm only 6'1". I don't understand how you can be Bam's height and be too much of an. Well, no, that's not true, bro. There's been lots of athletes like that they were terrific athletes and they were like really like decent human beings, right? And just there's a part of them that didn't have that outright dog in them that just refused to take any shit from people, that kind of stuff. And Bam's just not like that, But there's been many athletes over the history of time that you looked at and you said, okay, just doesn't, terrific player, terrific talent, but just doesn't bring that edge. And, unfortunately, he's just one of those kind of guys. In reference to game 1, Big O, we win if the shooters land shots, but only because Bam played well. Like I said earlier, we need either Jimmy or Bam to play well, not both as long shooters are hitting. Yeah, you got to hit. And they came through today, man. You got to give them a lot of love today. The Heat today, one of the greatest wins I've ever witnessed. Well, considering what talent you have, what talent you're facing, I can't say more about them. All right, folks, it is time to wrap it up here on the show. We appreciate all of you out there. We will see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., bright and early. Same time, same place, same bat channel. Go Heat.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.